Super Real Estate Sunday. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to give people an opportunity to tap into this as I am sharing this live on a portion of social media. It's not going to be on Facebook or anything like that, but it is going to be on YouTube. So I'm going to give that audience an opportunity to join us before I jump right into this. I want to welcome you to Super Real Estate Sundays. Here we tackle those things that really interest people concerning real estate. So whether you are a business owner and you want to purchase real estate in your own company name without having to be the personal guarantee or having it depend on your own credit, we talk about that here on this platform, how you can get that done. Everything that we discuss is not necessarily based on just information. Everything that we discuss is based on our own personal experience and how we have been able to maneuver in the real estate market successfully. So I want to make sure that that's understood, that the information that we're sharing has a basis, and the basis is our experience. Okay. So again, I'm going to take some time to give them an opportunity to join. Not only is there information available here for you if you want to purchase real estate as a corporation, but we've got information here for you if you want to purchase real estate as an individual. If you just want to know more about the real estate market, Super Real Estate Sundays is the place where you go. I'm Jacqueline Battle, and I'm with National Land Realty. I'm a land professional. And in being a land professional, of course, I look forward to helping you meet all of your real estate needs, specifically those that have to do with land. Even if you look for a probate consultation, we have that information available here for you and can assist you. So as we have gone live on YouTube, I want again to give those viewers an opportunity to join us. So before I get started with all the information that I'm going to share, I'm going to pause for a while and give them a chance to join us. So you're going to have a moment of silence here, and you're probably going to be wondering what is going on. Well, here's what's going to be happening. I'm going to pause for a while to give those people who are going to be joining us via YouTube, give them an opportunity to join. Okay. All right, let's do that. All right. So the book that I was referring to, Homeownership, Pre-Planning, and much, much more, you can pick this up on Amazon. It's got a variation of tips that can assist you regarding purchasing real estate. Not just purchasing real estate, but so you understand how real estate is trending, right? And some things that you want to do to build, to purchase. If you want to invest in real estate, all of that you can find in this book. There are some non-qualifying mortgage lenders at the end of this book, about 15 of them. Now, what does that mean? It means that there are underwriters that have guidelines conducive for business owners. Yeah, they're not high-risk lenders. They're not hard money lenders. They're actually competitive in their rates and the terms. However, their underwriting guidelines have been set up to be conducive for those who are business owners, entrepreneurs, corporate owners, LLCs. That's what we talk about in this book. But not just that. We talk about how to pay off your mortgage sooner by prepaying your interest, the optimal time of how to do it, how to calculate it. We give you some calculations to show you whether or not, if you already own real estate, if it's a wise idea to get a particular type of HELOC. You know, you can test the HELOC by the formula that's in here, so you can determine whether that particular loan or the terms of that loan is best for you, or if you need to kind of alternate some of the terms of the loan to make it more conducive for what it is that you want. All right, so while we are getting all of that together, I am going to, now I've given everybody a chance to join. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So we already know that this market is shifting. We're talking about the real estate market, and it's shifting fast. So people who are winning in 2026, they're the ones who understand the new rules. Yeah, before they make a move. I'll give you an example. I had a closing that was supposed to take place on March the 6th. Someone who was purchasing my listing, and they were purchasing it for cash. So when they did the contract, I noticed that they set the closing date up for the 6th, but I assumed they understood the new guidelines for people who are going to be purchasing with cash. They didn't. And so when they got ready to close, there were a lot of obstacles that were in their way, even though they were paying cash. And we had to postpone the closing, and they had to come up with a different form of financing to overt some of the questions and some of the requirements for cash purchases. They could still purchase, but they just needed to kind of change about how they were going to go about with their financing. Well, listen, we do a pre-consult for anybody that's purchasing real estate paying cash so that we can give you an idea of the information that you're going to need in order to close. It's like almost 100 pieces of data that you're going to need in order to be able to close on that property. And it's not so simple anymore, because attorneys and title agents and closing settlement companies are the ones that are being held responsible for collecting this information. Yeah, it's actually a crime punishable by law and by a fine. So that's just one of the new variations that's taking place. So like I said, one of the biggest changes right now has to do with the cash, paying cash for property. And now another one revolves around commission laws and affordability and legislation and inventory and shifts evolving around underwriting expectations. So both buyers and business owners are scrambling to understand what these changes mean for the next purchase. And incidentally, if you ever want to know the up-to-date information, I recommend going to realestatenews.com. That's realestatenews.com, or stopping here on Sundays for Real Estate Sundays. Super Real Estate Sundays. I call it Super Real Estate Sundays because we try to pack in as much information that's relevant and that's trending for that particular time frame. Yeah, for that particular week. So the 2026 real estate shakeup right now, the thing you have to know before you buy your next home and your investment property is what we're going to talk about today. The rules have changed. The market is shifting, and buyers who don't understand the new 2026 laws and underwriting guidelines, you're going to pay a price for it. And I do mean literally. All right, so here's why everybody's talking about this right now, and they're kind of running around scrambling, and you hear your agents not quite having all of the answers that you need. One, because like I just mentioned before, in 2026, real estate is not the same. The market's not the same. And we know even 2 years ago, things varied for what they are now. So a lot of it is depending on pending legislation that's happening. And there's a lot of litigation right now pending around some of these new changes too, to overturn major commission settlements. Yeah. Also, there's some new affordability legislation that's taking place right now. It's on the horizon where they're trying to shift the underwriting standards. Yeah. Some are in favor of tightening the underwriting guidelines in response to the economic shifts that are taking place, both for consumers and for professionals. And they're being forced to have to rethink their strategy for purchasing property. That's why you want to stay tuned to Super Real Estate Sundays, because here we try to keep the most up-to-date information. Yeah. So right now, economists predict that we need more inventory in terms of real estate, in terms of homes. Yeah, even condominiums. They need more inventory. And they're looking to move towards lower mortgage rates. Now, they've already made a move towards that. And I want you to understand that anytime they make a move in the Federal Reserve, even though it may be a smaller move towards lower interest rates, that creates another platform for you to be able to buy your rate down from a lower rate. So even though they may only move slightly in lowering the interest rate, it's still a benefit to you, because from that point, you can now buy down from a lower rate. Yeah. To a lower rate. So by them lowering the rate slightly, that gives you more room to reduce your rate, because you have more latitude to buy down from that lower rate that they reduced it to. I hope that's making sense. Yeah. And so there are about 14% more home sales that are taking place now, which also reduces the amount of inventory in terms of house sales and house purchases. So when you look to go purchase real estate, whether it be land or whether it be a home, whether it be land with an improvement on it, not necessarily a residence, you want to remember that because the housing market and sales have increased 14%, you're more likely to have someone else looking at that same property at the same time that you're looking at it to make an offer. So you want to already be pre-approved for whatever it is that you're going to do, or have all of your necessary data prepared to answer the questions that are going to be necessary to purchase cash. So if you're buying cash, you need to have all of the relevant information. Okay. If you're not buying cash and you're getting financing, go ahead and get your pre-approval. Not just a pre-qualification, but a pre-approval. That means they're going to go through and verify your income. They're going to verify your credit. They're going to verify your debt to income ratio to make sure that you qualify, so that they can say in writing that you're pre-approved. That is a way to increase your possibilities of the seller accepting your offer versus someone else. Yeah, so now it's not a matter of cash wins over financing, because now cash purchases may get to the closing and not be able to close, or be delayed in closing, which sellers don't really want to have. So this gives you a huge advantage when you're a prepared buyer. Okay, that's one of the tips that you want. Get your pre-approval. And also, if you're paying cash, meet with me for a pre-consultation so I can go ahead and let you know all of the data. How do I know? I'm a licensed settlement agent. Yeah. So I also do title abstracting, and am licensed as a title agent to conduct the closings for whatever title company. Do you understand? Yeah. So I work for the title companies to do their closings, to prepare the title commitment, to do the abstract and all of that. Yeah. Prepare the settlement statement. That's me. So not only am I a licensed real estate agent, but I also can give you that information because I know exactly what I've been trained. I know exactly what questions they're going to ask, the information that you're going to need. So even if you're not going to use me, book a pre-consult with me so that I can tell you, if you're paying cash, exactly what you're going to need, so it won't add any type of delay on what it is that you're doing. Okay. So buyers and businesses need to know, firstly, that there's some commission laws and some litigation that's reshaping the industry, right? There are some cases right now. I won't even go through all of that because you're probably not interested in that. I will just mention the Sitzer, Burnett, and the Sitzer, Burnett and Gibson settlement that's out there right now. They thought it was resolved, but it may be overturned. Yeah, the resolution may be overturned. So it's creating pure chaos as to how buyer agent commissions are handled. If this happens, then you can expect new fee structures. Yeah. Coming down the barrel, it's going to affect everybody that's involved. Buyers, sellers, other agents. Also, you can expect more negotiation responsibility on the buyers. Yeah, and increased pressure to understand what your contract is saying and how you're being represented. This is why pre-planning is no longer optional. It's something that you've got to do. Hence this book, Homeownership, Pre-Planning, and much, much more. Now, when I started this book, let's see, this was written December. It was released December 2024. I actually started writing it as soon as they started changing some of the legislature earlier that year. But it was published December 2024. And the reason for the book is because I saw changes coming. I saw things that would need to be in place for when they start. There's been talk of adding more criteria for cash buyers for some time, so that they can identify who these people are, where the money is coming down, to keep down some of the trafficking that's involved and some of the illicit behavior that's taking place, right? So we've been hearing that chatter for a while. I knew this book was going to be necessary because the non-qualifying mortgage lenders are very beneficial. That's just to mention a few things that are in the book that are helpful, right? When we start talking about affordable legislature that's coming, federal leaders are preparing to address housing affordability in 2026. So this could influence down payment assistance, lending access, zoning, and development incentives. Buyers who understand, see, because I'm a land professional, so that's when zoning and development incentives become extremely important when you're a land professional and what you're dealing in is land. Remember, I can also help you if you need a probate consult, someone's died, you've got several family members that are involved. I can at least direct you on what steps you need to take and who you should call, what you need to have prepared. Buyers who understand, or if you want to walk through it yourself, I can definitely advise you on what direction to go to do it yourself. Buyers who understand these changes early can position themselves to benefit first. And that's what you want before you want to beat the rush. So when you understand underwriting, it can become strategic. Yeah. So this year, economists expect lower mortgage rates, as I mentioned to you, slightly rising prices by 2 to 3% in homes. That's because there's a greater demand. Remember, I mentioned before that the sales are increasing by 14% in home sales, but the inventory is not meeting the sales. So there's a great demand for the housing, which is going to drive up the price by 2 to 3%. So there's going to be more. They're looking for more inventory. Matter of fact, I believe her name is Elizabeth Warren. She's working on, along with legislature and quite a few people, on setting it up so that there will be more housing available, but also so that other criteria can be in place to help people in their quest to own real estate. So there's going to be more inventory and less buyer pressure, they anticipate. So underwriting guidelines, though, are tightening. They're tightening around income stability. They're tightening around debt to income ratios. And if you don't understand debt to income ratios, you can find an entire breakdown in this book, Homeownership, Pre-Planning, and much, much more. It actually gives you an entire scenario on the breakdown of how you can calculate your debt to income ratio so that you understand whether or not you're within the guidelines. Matter of fact, you can go to page 71 of this book, Homeownership, Pre-Planning, and much, much more. And it has all of the calculations there that explain to you how to determine your debt to income ratio, what they mean by it, how you can improve it, what underwriters are going to be looking for. All of that is in there. They're going to be tightening up on the documentation accuracy and business owner financials. Yeah, you knew it was coming. That's why in this book, from page 104 to page 164, it teaches you how to prepare your own financial statement step by step by step, giving you an understanding of the concept and the definitions, a template of how you prepare them, so that if you need to have audited financial statements, you know how to prepare them and you can take them to your accountant. Why do you need to know? Because your accountant doesn't need to be the only person in the circumstance that understands the financials. You firstly need to understand them before you pass the information on. That's right. This is where homeownership pre-planning becomes a competitive advantage. And that's what this book gives you. It gives you a competitive advantage for anybody that wants to be involved with real estate in any way. I've had some realtors call me and purchase a slew of these. Yeah, they buy them now and give them to their customers. But firstly, I had a broker to buy them to give them to his agents. Yeah, because it's a resource. It's a real estate resource. Investors are pivoting right now towards high growth sectors. Okay. So right now, according to some of the sources, 2026 emerging trends report that investors are shifting towards data centers. These are the places that they're looking to buy, places that they can turn into data centers or senior housing. I got a customer right now, and I have to apologize to him on the air. I got to give him a call because he called me. He said, listen, I need to purchase some land because I want to get this senior facility completed. I'm calling you today, sir. Today. Yes. Senior housing. They want it for self-storage. These are some of the things that are trending that investors are shifting towards now, to buy land, to build, or to buy these facilities already constructed. So if you already own a piece of real estate, but now you're interested, for your home or what have you, but now you want to get into investing in real estate, this is a trend right now for investors. They're buying buildings and properties that they can use for data centers, or they can convert into senior housing or self-storage. high growth markets like in Fort Worth, Dallas, Miami, Jersey City, Alabama. That's where these things are taking place. If you're buying for wealth and not just a shelter, these are what's trending right now. So listen, if you want to buy in 2026, you need a strategy. I'm telling you right now, you don't need guesswork. You need a strategy. You want a strategy? Pick up this book. It's a resource. When I tell you it's a real estate resource, you got to get it. And this is just the first edition. And guess what? There's a second edition that's going to be coming in the next few weeks. That's right. This is Homeownership Pre-Plan. It's a quick read. See, it's not thick. Homeownership Pre-Planning and much, much more. Incidentally, there are other books that I've written, resource books like the Easy Corporate Comprehensive Curriculum for New Business Owners or Title Abstracting Made Simple. You can find all of these books on Amazon. All you got to do is research my name, Jacqueline Battle, and all of my books will come up. You can look at the back of the hard copy to make sure that it's me in terms of Jacqueline Battle. You'll see my photograph on every book that I've been blessed to write. So you want to pick up, firstly, you want to pick up a copy of Homeownership Pre-Planning and much, much more so you can understand the process and the pitfalls and the power, the authority that you'll have, the power moves that you'll have to protect you for now and for the future. Yeah. And then you want to subscribe to the Homeownership 101 podcast. Yeah. Yeah. It's also known as Homeownership Pre-Planning and much, much more. It's a podcast with weekly updates on the laws, the underwriting changes, the real world strategies that you need in order to move forward in your real estate endeavor. Yeah. Reach out to me directly for a personalized homeownership pre-planning consult. So you can navigate the 2026 market. It's a little different from what we've seen before, but you can still be successful with clarity and confidence and a winning plan. So you're right. Your next move, right? Your next move, firstly, is to give me a call. Yeah. Your next move in real estate should be your smartest one yet because of the volatility of the market that we're in. Yeah. So what part of this 2026 market are you preparing to step into? Is it your first home? Call me. Is it an investment property? Call me. Or is it something bigger? I specialize in the development of real estate as I am a land professional with National Land Realty. I'm Jacqueline Battle with National Land Realty. Now, I'm inviting you today to step into your real estate market. Welcome to Super Real Estate Sunday. Thanks.